Hi, have you ever seen a pencil portrait that looks almost like a black and white photograph? It might look like a magic at first, but realistic drawing is actually a structured process. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to draw a realistic portrait using graphite media and simple blending tools. My purpose is to explain the foundational steps of observation, proportional blocking, and controlled shading that are necessary to create a lifelike graphite portrait. Let's go. We will start by training our eyes to observe, then sketch the blocks in accurate proportions, and finally move into the rendering process that brings the portrait to life. The first step is preparation and observation. One of the most common mistakes beginners make is drawing what they think a face looks like instead of what they actually see. Before drawing, I analyze the reference image by focus on values, the lights and dark areas rather than the details. Beforehand, I converted the image into black and white so it makes it easier to identify highlight, midtones, and core shadows. I also simplify the face into basic form. Instead of seeing individual features, I see a sphere for the skull, a block for the nose, and a recessed areas for the eyes. This step is important because the human eye recognizes form and value before it recognizes details. For this drawing, I prepare a range of graphite pencils from harder pencils like H and HB for light guidelines, for softer pencils like 2B, 4B, 6B, and even 8B for deeper shadows. I also use blending tools and a fine point eraser, which will essential during the rendering stage. Let's move on to proportional blocking. This stage acts as a blueprint of the portrait. I begin by lightly sketching the basic head shape and using a simplified rule of thirds to locate the brow line, nose, and chin. The distance from the brow to the base of the nose is repeated to locate the chin, helping maintain the correct facial proportions. To ensure accuracy, I put the reference image side by side with a clear paper and draw line and boxes technique. Throughout the process, I also use the pencil measurement technique. By measuring the width of the eye and using it as a unit, I can accurately place features such as the spacing between the eyes and the width of the nose. We can start drawing light outlines of the facial features. This step is crucial because even small proportional error can significantly affect likeness. At this stage, I focus only on accuracy, not detail yet. Once the proportion established, I move into the rendering process. I start by applying light layers of graphite using a harder pencil to establish the base skin tone. Blending helps create smooth transitions between values and removes visible pencil strokes, which is essential for realistic skin. Gradually, I introduce softer pencils such as 4B and 6B to build depth into the shadow areas. Layering graphite slowly allows me to control contrast and maintain the three-dimensional form of the face. The darkest values are added in areas like the pupils and nostrils to increase contrast. Finally, I use a fine point eraser and white ink jelly pen to add highlights to the drawing. These techniques enhance light reflection and give the portrait a more lifelike appearance. Oh, hi. To summarize, creating a realistic graphite portrait begins with careful observation, followed by accurate proportional blocking, and is completed through controlled layering and shading. By approaching realism as a process rather than talent, drawing becomes more structured and achievable. With consistent practice and patience, these techniques can significantly improve portrait drawing skills. I think that's all. Thank you for watching and bye.